Whoa, 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 whoa. How high does it go? Hey there friends, welcome to an unboxing and review. This is going to be a fun one. This is the Flexispot adjustable bamboo top work desk. These things are supposed to be super burly. This has dual motors, 3-stage standing desk. The top is 60 by 30, and these things are supposed to be super burly. And if you watch my channel for a while, you know I got this old table with a blanket on top. Doesn't look very good, not very strong. So we're gonna be throwing this thing together. This is pretty heavy duty. This thing weighs about 60 pounds here, and the top about 40, so it's about 100 pounds, but it should be legit. So I'm gonna be doing a assembly here, and then we'll be testing it out, see how burly this thing is. All right, friends, out with the old. Give me some room here. Let's get this thing set up, shall we? Okay, so this has this box here. I think we're just assemble the frame first. This is pretty heavy, like I said, 60 pounds, so if you need help moving it, don't bother to ask for, or don't feel bad about asking for help. Okay, work like new. Nice big instructions, that's cool. Oh wow, so this looks like it could be fun. Whew, got a lot of pieces here. This could be, okay, specifications, assembly notes. Assemble on carpet. All right, well, I got a concrete floor, so Phillips screwdriver or drill required. I got a drill. All right, cable accessories. So assembly set. Here we go. I use this cardboard that I got here to kind of create a floor. It's gonna be not scratch or whatever. Okay. Well, let's just get these pieces out. All right. A lot of parts here. Looks like we have little brackets here. Okay. Like our power box. All right, put those off the side. Looks like that's just our, oh wow, that's sweet. Nice little control panel there and all that. So let's just put that over here for now. Let's see what this is. So I've got our wheels, okay, and our little wire cable harness, nice long. Got some wire ties. Looks like we got our screws and whatnot right here. Okay, nicely marked. So put those right there, and then we have our little power outlet. Looks like. Let's see here. Oops, good thing I had my cardboard there. Yeah, this thing is, wow. These are well built. You can tell that this is quite sturdy. These things aren't like flimsy metal at all. This is supposed to hold up to 350 pounds. And I believe it. We're gonna be testing this thing out too. So let's see, these marked? These aren't marked with like what number they are on there. That's okay. Oh man, these are. So just first impression here, this thing seems really sturdy, really well built. Not flimsy at all. Like sometimes you get a product or something and you can just tell not Not very well built, but this thing is pretty burly here. Wonder if I can tilt my camera down a little bit here. Get a better view there. Okay. Yeah, everything about this seems just really burly. Wow, this thing alone is probably 20 pounds. My goodness, that's burly there. So I'm just basically right now just trying to take everything out of the plastic so I kind of have an idea what's going on. I guess I should move it off a little bit so I can assemble this somewhere. Oh my goodness. That right there is beefy. This is one of the motors there, I guess. Oh man. Yeah, that's solid. This is probably 30 pounds right here, just this part alone. Yeah. That's burly. Okay. Whew. I think that's it. We just got, also came in really nice packaging. We have it came with 2 separate packages. The desk, basically the frame part, and then the desk top, the bamboo top. So I think we got everything here. Now we just begin here, I guess. So if connection rod cannot insert in the beam, please loosen the screws on the beam. Yeah, all right. So this is going to go across the bottom, looks like. So we have 1, 2. I want to make sure I get these correct. And what kind of screws we have here? All right, that's a Phillips head screw. Phillips, and that one is that. So we're gonna go ahead and just get my screwdriver here real quick. Okay. So I got this. I do have a impact driver too, just in case. Okay, so near as I could tell, we're gonna take these 4. Okay, these little guys right here, and basically we're putting them together like this, looks like. Okay, 3. Connect left and right beams forward beam with connection rod, then tighten them with wrench. Just going in there. If connection rod cannot insert into beam, please loose the screws on the beam. Okay. So it looks like these slide into here. It says if they can't go in there, just loosen these up a little bit. Okay. And then another one right here. Okay, just like that. All right, so there's that one there. And then we're going to do the instructions show them like with these little tabs facing inwards. So we're going to do that way. That one that way. And that one this way with these on top. these portions on top facing inwards towards each other. I think these can be, well, let's see. These do have screw holes in them. I'm not sure if it matters, though. Well, we're going to find out. So these do have screw holes on the inner side, but it doesn't really specify in the instructions. Okay, so that one didn't go in just because the screw is all the way down. Just go ahead and back the screw out, and then that should slide in there. Still screwing in the way. Alright, something's in the way. Looks like it might be, take out your Allen key, and inside here is another little screw. We'll just loosen that up so it can slide in there. So there's an Allen key screw on here and a regular screw. There we go. Now it can slide in there. Okay, so we got those two. Like that. And now it says connect, using screws to connect brackets, left, right, support me, and tighten them with a wrench. All right, we'll take these 6s here, and then it says use A, screws A, to tighten those on there. So we'll get out screws A, which are these ones with the Allen key. This goes across the top, so just like this. That's making a nice T section there. So we'll get it kind of like that, and screw that in. Should be able to hand tighten this like 99% of the way. And I just recommend hand tightening it down before you put it all the way in there. Before you tighten it down with the screwdriver. Okay, there's 2. And same thing on the other end. We'll just take this one over to this side. That goes over there. Just gonna lift this up a little bit and screw that in. Okay, do the same thing with the other one. And looks like we're going good here. All right. I'm not going to tighten these down all the way. I'm going to kind of get it a little firm, but not enough so it still kind of moves a little bit. So just kind of loosely tighten them down. Okay, it still has a little bit of movement in there, and that way I can tighten it down if I need to. Okay, insert the column. So it does have little instructions there at the top. These big beefy columns are going to go there. So let's see here. I guess, yeah, you know what? I'm going to try to get these as straight as possible because we're going to flip this over and put those other parts on there. So go ahead and get it straight and then crank that down on there. Okay. So try to get these as straight as possible. And we'll put it on there fairly snug. Okay. Now it says like flip it over. So this is our thing, solid. Okay. It does have, okay. Now we take these beefy motors. This would be to connect lifting columns 2. Okay, we're going to use B's. Okay. And we got 8 of those. Get these things on there. Oh my goodness. Whew. All right, so I think I'm going to take this tape off here. Come on. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good thing the tape isn't, they didn't use tape that like just sticks on there. 2. I'm assuming these motors are basically the same. So you want the L part basically to go just like that. Take these guys, and like I said before, should just be able to pretty much hand tighten these in there. Before, you don't want to tighten one down all the way. Just get them started in there. Each one, so it's going in nicely, and then kind of hand tighten them down. That'll kind of like self-align there a little bit. If you tighten one down first all the way, there's a possibility that the other holes won't be aligned. You're gonna have to loosen them up, redo it. All right, these are nice. Man, this is quality stuff here. You could just tell. No having to fight getting these in there. We're going to tighten this down nice and snug on this. So I'll use it the short end first, and then give it a little bit of more of a turn with the long handle portion, just to snug it on there. Okay. There we go. And one more right here. Make sure you get your Allen key all the way in there and nice and straight, so you're not bending it and maybe stripping the top of the head there. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Get our motor. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Take our tape off of there real quick. That. All right, let go of my cable there. Okay. All right, and once again, make sure that the main beam portion is on the outside. Take our screws real quick, doing the same thing. Just kind of get one in there, line them up. All righty. This is precision. These are, and if it's screwing in, if it's not going in right away, don't force it. Just kind of line it up. You should just be able to hand tighten these. So if it doesn't go in right away, just kind of back it out, because these are lined up nicely. So let's see, maybe back these out just a hair. Okay, and try to get this one going. You should just kind of rest in there and just screw in. There we go. Alrighty. Dun dun dun. We can just screw that one down. Screw that one down. Screw this one down. And one more. Okay, then I'll just give it a turn with the long handle, ensuring that I have this in there all the way before. You take your Allen key, you kind of put your thumb on top, so it's make sure it's straight. You don't want to be holding back here. And it tends to be at an angle a little bit, and you might strip the top of it. So you don't want to mess up your screw heads if possible. Okay, and one more. Nice and snug. Okay. Kind of go over the other ones just to make sure if you tighten one down, the other ones are still good. All right. Okay. Seems fairly burly. Now we put the bottoms on, so these ones right here, and you can take these out. These are adjustable, or you can put the rollers in there. So I'm going to have the rollers in there because sometimes I move my desk around. Okay, and these are going to be C. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Same thing with this. Make sure that these are facing upwards. And then it might be easiest just to drop your screws through the top first so we can line them up. Just kind of lower them down and look right in the top there. So got the screws in there, and then I'll just kind of line them up right like that. Okay. There we go. And then should just be able to hand tighten those in there a little bit. Very nice. You could also just put this on top and then just kind of find your own little rhythm there, I guess. Either way. Okay, I'm just going to go around. Kind of give those a little bit of a twist there. Okay. One thing, if you are using like an impact driver, it's hard to tell how much force you're putting on these. And I don't want this like crazy tight. I just want it snug. So as I go around, sometimes you tighten one up, the other one, they get a little looser as it's pulling on there. And so we just want this to be just not like crazy tight, just nice and firm there. Okay. Oh yeah, solid. And we just go over the other side. Maybe I'll try it this way first. I'll just throw it on there, look down through the top, and try to line up my holes that way. Where are my holes at? There we go. I think the other way might be a little easier. Yeah, I didn't even see the hole there. So I believe my first method was better as far as getting those in there and then lining up the holes as they go down. There we go. Oh yeah, the preferred method. So if you do use your impact driver, it's hard to judge like how tight you're getting it. So I think these are fairly well constructed, so you shouldn't have to worry about damaging them if you're using an impact driver, but still just be mindful of that. Okay. Pretty excited to test this out. Okay. All right, that's solid. This also had installed the adapter arm. So that was this little guy. Okay, and where do we want to put that? Connect the feet. Yes, install the adapter arm. Buckle the adapter arm into the left support beam before install tabletop. Okay, as I'm facing this direction, I'm thinking, as according to the instructions, this is supposed to screw into somewhere. I'll move this way a little bit. Okay. That basically said, get off my instructions. That this is going to go, let's see here. Which way is it going? Like this or like this? It's difficult to tell here. Looks like the big loop will be hanging down. That's going to be on the inside, so I'm guessing something like this, like that. I don't really see buckle the arm. Into the left support beam before installation. Okay, so this just kind of slides on there, and it's going to be put whatever. I think it's to hold the cords, and I want to say that this part goes in between the two. All right. I think we're good. Install the tabletop handset control box and adapters. Okay. So I'm guessing I put the tabletop down, and then this goes on top of it. With screws F. All right. So get this on the tabletop then, I guess. You need to move this out of the way. Okay. We're almost done. I guess the hard part now. Get that on the tabletop. So we got our main frame here, and now we're just going to put our tabletop down. Let's do this here. Okay. I'll move this out of the way here. Okay. Some cardboard over there. Get over there, cardboard. Yeah, it's like solid. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, tabletop, I think I can bring it down here. Get some of this taller stuff out of the way. And here we go. All right. nice. Hopefully that this top is up. Oh wow. Look at that. That is quite beautiful. Okay. I wonder if it says this is the bottom side. Oh wow, that is nice. That is very nice. I'm assuming that this is the bottom. I'm going to leave these little corner protectors on there for now. Let's check out the other side. Yeah, so there's no holes on that side at all. And there's holes on this side. So, that being said, they're identical. This has little rubber things on the bottom too. There we go. I'll lift that up. And bamboo is a very hard wood. And set that down. Now there should be holes that line up where we're at. I don't see any in the middle for that, but that's okay. So we have it, it's able to extend out a little bit. So we have 2 holes here and 2 here. It looks like we have corresponding holes right there. So if I pull this out, kind of adjust it. Yeah. Those should line up about perfectly. So there's 2 holes here and there's the exterior ones. You just want to kind of line those up. Let me lift this up, slide it out, and then try to get those holes lined up perfectly. So we're dropping it down. Sometimes it's easier to look through the top at where the hole is. Maybe just lift it up a little bit. I'm going to try to locate the holes. There they are. Let's go out a little bit. There we go. So that one's lined up there. That one needs to go that way. Okay. And then we'll just come a little bit this way. So my holes are lined up on this side nicely. Now this one says probably F screws, yes. Yes, F screws. So we got at least 8. So 4 here, 4 on the other side. So I'm going to get these in on this side first. So we do have our little holes lined up here. And once again, don't tighten them all the way down. Make sure you get your things in there. And then you can kind of tighten them down. So yeah, I can see the holes through these. So I know I got these lined up pretty good. Then we'll go on the other side and do that. There are no holes in the middle. In these middle 4 though, there's no holes. So I'm wondering if I should drill holes or no. Okay, so those are lined up here. And then it looks like it's just going to tilt a little bit this way. So what do we get at here? I'm not seeing this. Holes there. Looks like we're going to go a little bit this way. Okay, there's the holes there. Need to come this way a little bit. All right. And the holes are there this way, so in that way. Okay. And then in that way. So we can kind of, there we go. Okay. Those look pretty good. So just that's why I didn't want those too tight there. Also not going to allow it to bend enough to get these in the holes here. And you can kind of look in through the top there and see where we're at. Okay. Okay, now I'm just going to tighten these down. Once again, be mindful of your screws. You don't want to strip the heads of the screws, so nice and straight. Okay. Bamboo is a very hard wood, so you should be able to snug these on there pretty good. Okay. Okay. So we have these. Then we got these two. There's one. Two. Whew. Three. Okay. Pretty solid. So we got these holes in the center. These, now, where's our Allen key? Okay, so our center ones, we can go ahead and tighten these down now. That's going to keep those from moving also. Okay. And then we also have the inner ones there as well. Let's tighten those down too. I'm hoping the box should slide in there. Okay. Tighten that down. So you got 4, or basically 8 of these Allen key things here. 2 are embedded and 2 are exterior ones. So you just want to tighten all those down. Okay. So these, there's two more screws, or 4 screw holes there in the center. Now, I'm just going to verify. Do they want me? So it does first fix tabletop and screw. Okay. And install control box to table with screws. Next, fix handset on table with existing screws. Finally, insert adapter to adapter arm. It doesn't say anything about drilling a hole in there, and I wonder if these are good enough for like self-tapping screws, or should I just drill? I don't want to drill through the tabletop though. So what I think I'll do, my goodness, what should I do? Yeah, I definitely don't want to drill through, but I would like the extra. So there's no holes in these right here. So I'm going to see if I can just screw one in there. We'll just see if I'm allowed to do that or not, or if I need to actually okay, well, it went in there without me making a hole, so I'm going to call that good. I'm hoping there's no negative ramifications to that. Okay. Okay. Whew. All right, two more. Okay. Get that one in there. Okay. Whew. Good thing I got my AC on. This is a workout here. Probably shouldn't have worn my flannel, but that's okay. Or not flannel, but it's almost like a... Whew, that's hard wood there. The last one's pretty brutal here. Whew. My goodness. Okay, we're almost there. Okay. Whew. That's not going anywhere. That is solid. Take a little break here. My goodness. Whew. All right. Now, I think, let's see, it has these in there. I really want the casters, though. I want the wheels on here so I can be able to roll this around. So take these out. Okay. So take those out. Very nice. Screw these in. Basically try to hold these wheels up a little bit and just kind of spin it using that wrench or that get the wheel on the other side. Just kind of hold it so there's not very much friction, or else these are, if you have to screw these all in with just the wrench, it's kind of a pain. So try to get the wheel away from yourself, and then you can access it with the wrench. Nice and tight. Okay. Same thing on this side. Try to get that all the way down if you can. And you won't have to tighten it down so much. Sweet. Well, it looks like I don't need to work out today. This is the workout already. Screw those on there. Come on. Just trying to rotate this here. That's all right. We'll get this screw wrench on there, finish it off here. Come on. All right, we're almost done. Nice and snug. One more to go here. That was spinning in nicely there. Well, it was. I spoke too soon. All right, any way you can do it, okay. There we go, not too bad. Yeah, okay. There's that. Got our little, you can put these on, like I said, you put them on the wheels or the casters there. What else we got going on here? My goodness. All right, so we got, install the control top. Okay. One of those slides in there. Dun, 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 dun. Looks like it's this little guy right here. It's gonna slide up under there. Don't think we need any screw holes or anything. All right, so that's just gonna be in there like that. That's cool. Okay. Right. And let's see here. Fix tabletop with screws, then install the control box on the tabletop with screws. Next, fix handset on the tabletop with exist screws. Finally, insert 8 to adapter 9. Okay, that's in there. Now 9 is this guy right here. DC in. Fix first fix tabletop with screws F. Then install control box with screws F. Next. Okay, so F. So imagining that this is getting screwed down here as well. I'm hoping, yeah, it looks like the 3 things DC in on this side, and those are with F also. Oh my goodness, just when I thought I was done, I'm gonna have to, you know what, use my impact driver. I've already worked up a sweat enough. Where's this? Okay, there's my thing. That was just too much. It's too much, guys. Okay. This will be a lot easier. So I don't know where we want this exactly. I'm going to give myself a little room on that side to be able to plug that in. Got a plug in there, so this kind of fits nicely in there. And then I'm just going to screw this in here. Okay, we got some room. Okay. Doesn't have to be crazy tight when this is not for support. Okay, you just keep an eye on that. I don't want it sliding around though, so. Still a little loose. Okay, that's good enough. And now, let's see. We also have our control panel. Our little control panel. Okay, this is going to go on the front here. So either side, that's pretty sick looking. All right, so does this plug into the main deal or what? Okay. Why is it on the other side there? Looks like it plugs into this. So I'm just going to put it on this side. So we have a bunch of screw holes. I'm just going to line up the ones that work on there. Sweet, we're almost done. Okay, so we just have these little holes here. Just line up the screws on there that fit. And then, once again, I don't want that all the way on there. Get my other screw in there first. And I'll just tighten it the rest of the way with my screwdriver. That way I can tell like basically how much pressure I'm putting on there. Okay. Whew. Okay. Line management. Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. Now we got to get our lines all hooked up here. This one, we can't go underneath, can we? That's too bad. Okay, so connect cables to the control box. All right. This one comes in and it goes into, it's only one way, and that is right into HS. So our little control panel on the front goes into HS. I wonder if I could just, oh my goodness, I can. So I can actually slide this underneath there. So that's going to allow me to be able to just kind of pull that taut there a little bit, and then we can actually just probably just get all our wires up underneath here nicely. Okay. Kind of happy I was able to slide that under there. I might not need the cable ties there. Okay. One. Where is one? I'm not seeing. Okay, this. What does this do? That's power there, right? And that is that. And this is that. And that's that. M1, M2. I'm guessing that these are the only way these can go in here. So M1, snap it into there. Okay, and M2 is going to be this other one. Both our motors there, basically. This is pretty straightforward. Use my other cables there. M1, M2. Click that in there. All right. Now we have this has a power cable. So I like that the wires can just go up underneath here. This is going to be flipped over. Probably not going to be able to see any of that. And I can just kind of slide that in, maybe down next to this one anyways. Just as long as they're not hanging down or anything, that's cool. Okay. Where's the other one? We got a, all right, what is this? We got a power cord here, and that's plugged in there, that's plugged in there, I'm guessing. There's a DC in. What? This is like our shortest cable here. Are you kidding me? Why would that be the shortest one? Wow. It's literally showing that one that way and it was the wrong way. Okay. So the shortest cable obviously is this one. And we're just gonna have to flip this one around here. So make sure you're we want to make sure that these are flipped around here. So we're going to do that. We're going to have to flip this around because the cable, that's the shortest cable right there, is that one. All right, so did that because the shortest one they gave us. So your DC in has to be towards the middle, not facing that way, but facing this way. And then we can plug it in here. There we go. And then we can plug it in here. So this has a little latch on it. That goes just like this. Only one way this can plug in there, and put your little latch down on top. So that one's kind of a short distance. And that's the way it had to be, I guess. Okay, now we can put our screws back on. Okay. It's a little different now, not horribly. So I think a lot of these I can still kind of basically just bunch up my wires down here and just kind of tuck them up under there. I don't think I need the wire ties or anything because this is all going to be, this is the bottom of my thing here. So if I kind of just scrunch them in there, I think that should be good. Just like that. That's kind of nice. And I did give myself some room over on this side, so this can kind of feed down next to that. It's like its own little wire tie there. That's kitty. That's good. Right next to this thing. There we go. Nice. Okay. So I got those wires tucked under there, and that one I can basically just tuck it under there. Like these are going to be, yeah, invisible. So it depends on how neat you want to make it look under there. You can get all your little cable management things and try to tie them down there. But I think that's pretty clean. As far as we just slide it up underneath We can get the wires, this one straight. We can slide that up underneath here and then have it come in over here. So yeah, that's pretty good right there. I'm kind of liking that actually. Okay. And last but not least, we have our power cable. And that's just going to plug in right here. Okay. Oh, it's a nice long one too, so we got plenty of room. That's good. Plug it in right here. All right. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. Test this bad boy out, shall we? All this cardboard's got to go. Okay, here we go. So this thing holds like 300 pounds and slides around. I weigh not 350, but let's see how high this thing goes up here. Okay, so we got our little buttons here. We can, 4 memory settings, I believe. Just press up. It tells you how high it is. Right now it's at 25.6. This is dual motors. Here we go. I'm not sure how high this thing goes, but we're going up pretty high here. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Sorry. Had my shelf there. I was ripping it up off the wall there. Okay, going forward a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. How high does this thing go? All right, I'm at 50 inches. Yeah, let's go down. That's a little, it's definitely sturdy though. I'm up here, it's like, it's cool. That was a little terrifying though. I didn't know it would go that high. That's pretty high there. Take me down. Hey, whoa, 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 what were you doing there? So 24, looks like it's as low as it goes there, but yeah, this thing is, man, this thing is solid. I like how it just rolls around too. If you guys have seen my videos before, I had a table right there, and that's what I would do my overhead cam on. So this thing, not only is it look amazing, it's got, you know, it's gonna look nice background between the products there, but also is able to move around just easily. The other one I had was just like a regular table there. So yeah, this is also programmable, so we could program it, but just this thing is like super sturdy, guys. This is like really solid. Has little locks on the wheels too, so if I don't want it to spin around or roll around, I can do that. But I like the convenience of this. This is they come in multiple tops here. Just really, really impressed with how like sturdy this is. It's not too difficult to put together. Took me about an hour. I'm a little slow. I try to get things done, you know, the right way. If I had to do this again, I think I could do it in quite a bit quicker. Just like initially the first time, it just takes a while. But yeah, this thing is super burly. Really impressed with it. So we can do some presets here. I want to just maybe set the memory. So if I have I'm going to bring my chair in actually. That's one I use all the time. All right, to preset this to different ones. I went out and I didn't even get my chair. All right, got my my office chair here. Now set this up, 7 buttons, up, down. The height of the desk can be adjusted up or down by pressing it. We'll display the current height on the screen. So I kind of like, that's about perfect for product reviews there. 24.4. I can still slide the arms of my chair under here. That is nice. So we're gonna set that as the down position. So what we want to do is basically set it to where we want to go, and then press the up or down key to adjust the height of the desk to the desired height. Press the M key, and it'll show -5 minus here. So press the M key, 5 minus, and now I want to set that as my. Okay, so let's go up, and then I'm just going to press my sit key, and it goes right to that. That is really cool. So. Yeah, that is sweet. So I want the standing height, so let's just go up. So to set it, you're just gonna hit, or you're gonna hold down your memory thing, it's gonna flash 5 minus, and then you just set whatever you want. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna go up higher. Like standing height. Right about there is perfect. It's 35.9. I'm going to go 35, 36. So 3 feet up there, and I'm going to hold down. Let's get the shot here. So very simple to adjust this. Just press your memory. That's going to go 5 minus and hit the standing button, and you're locked in. So you can set those. That's super easy. This thing is really burly. It's like rock solid. And now if I want to go adjust my desk, hey, I'm tired of standing, I want to sit. I can go down here. Oh, that have a safety mechanism? What? So say it's going down. Look at that. I didn't even know that, but that's really cool. So if you have toddlers around or something, I mean, you shouldn't operate this with little children around, but check this out. I set it to go down. And encounters some pressure, and it goes back up and stops. So that's pretty cool. How does it know that though? Because I was sitting on top. That's weird. I was sitting on top of it and it's going down, and it was still going down. But if I put something underneath it, I don't even know how it knows. So let's see. If it goes up, up is fine. But say we go down, and it starts going back up again. So nice safety feature. If it's maybe something's underneath there and it's getting it, it's gonna start going back up again. So I got my cord over here. This is gonna be turned around obviously, so it's gonna have my little setup. Yeah, that is really cool. This thing is super burly. Code processing, if you have an error or something. So this is the instructions kind of tell you how to troubleshoot it. But man, this thing, I'm super stoked about this. This is gonna be a really nice addition. I'm always trying to upgrade for my videos, things like that. And this, my son was actually like, hey Dad, you should get like a nice bamboo background instead of that table. I had a blanket basically. So this Flexispot desk is really nice, very sturdy. Like you can hop up and down on this thing. Yeah, man, I'm just really impressed with it. So thanks for watching this video, my friends. Hope it's helpful. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.